What's up, guys? Welcome to my podcast at Rescue Solutions, Ricardo at Rescue Solutions. I'm here with one of my buddies, Will, and we're going to talk to him about his real estate investing career, what he's doing right now, and how he's progressing to where he's at now, right? So, Will, what's up, brother? Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I love the background, by the way.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. No, thank you. Thank you for inviting me and getting myself out there, here, and I appreciate you giving me the spotlight.
Perfect, perfect. So, I got some questions prepared for you, right? So I don't know if we can get through all of them, but I'm going to kind of touch, on the ones that I believe that people want to know, right? That I want to know. Okay. First things first, you know, where can people find you, right? What's your Instagram, YouTube page? If they want to follow you.
So I recently started posting mostly on my Instagram. I'm gonna be transitioning also to YouTube, do a little bit more shorts and long form type of video. Precisely, trying to get like uh, in place in podcasts like this and shows like this. So it's Will Castillo. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, as well as X with that same handle.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, you guys, please go follow my boy Will. All right, let's get into it, man. So I know that you do social media marketing, right? So like, how did you get into that? Like, did you go straight out of high school into that? Did you have to go to college to do that, right? Like, how did you get into social media marketing? And what actually is social media marketing? What do you actually do?
So I focus mostly on advertising. So just to give you a little background there, I started my e-com agency back in 2015. That was as soon as I graduated college. I did a lot of jobs, different jobs during college and before college. That led me to believe that I didn't want to have like a direct boss. I wanted to just do my own thing. And I happen to be pretty savvy with technology and all these different things like websites, social media, at least like understanding the work. So when we first started, it was out of a college dorm pretty much. I have a business partner in the agency, so it was kind of like a little bit of a good match because we were always working together on like projects for like school and stuff. So little started into social media, like just posting, just managing social media accounts for like restaurants and stuff like that. Little by little, we kind of like started going more into the e-commerce, and that was when there was a huge like a big I don't know if you remember the first time that you heard CBD or hemp or anything like that. So we were really, really early on that like industry, and we started doing just a lot more marketing side of it. So what I do is mostly advertising for e-com agencies, mainly in the hemp industry. That's our niche.
Okay.
And that's been mostly in terms of like creating the content, creating the scripts for UGC creators, creating the landing pages, the funnel, and everything else in order to like increase sales for e-com stores.
Okay. So you graduated basically in 2015.
I graduated 2015, December 2015.
2015.
Sir.
So you basically said, "Yo, I want to be an entrepreneur." So you already had an entrepreneur mindset from the get.
Right out of college. Yeah. I used to you know what churros are?
The way?
Churros?
Yeah, the food, the churros.
Yeah, the churros. I used to work at a churro mania and I used to make the churros myself.
You still know how to make them?
Yeah, I used to make them. I used to like literally put them into the fryer, pull them out, like little
Dude, you
back.
pull it back, dude. Next, get them.
Let's see. I got sick and tired of it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So you graduated 2015. You started doing basically social media marketing for like restaurants, and somehow, some way, you broke into the hemp niche, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, like, so that's what 2015. We're in 2024 now, right?
Right.
And so you've been able to make a pretty good living out of it.
So it was tough, not gonna lie. I mean, like any entrepreneur will tell you, the beginning is always like the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
Just because I started out of college, I didn't have the structure per se of like understanding how business works. So everything was pretty much, let's go find out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So as a true bootstrap, entrepreneur, like, let's go and dive into it, and then let's see how we can learn from the slug, from the deep, So it was really, think about this, like we finished college, so we were trying to survive because it's not like we had like a lot of clients,
Yeah.
and it's not like the restaurants were paying a lot of money for this type of stuff. So one of the things that we ended up doing is we had a daily budget for food of $5. Of $5. So what we would do is go to Wendy's and after 3 days of like saving some money and scrapping up here and there, we just buy the chicken nuggets from Wendy's, like 40 chicken nuggets like pack. So that's what we would eat for the whole day. And we were doing that for like at least 6 months, at least.
Your cholesterol's the best.
Super bad. It was terrible. It was the worst thing for my health, but like at the same time, it was the best thing for like the business. I was giving my all to the business.
But see,
Um,
I love it because like these are the things that people don't see. The struggle, like the sacrifice
yeah,
you make. You literally
yeah,
put your health. You have to be like, yo, I gotta make this work, dude.
yeah, 100%.
That's what's up. Okay, so that. Thank you for sharing that, man. All right, so
Oh, great.
I want to go back a little bit, right? So
Sure.
you were working. Where were you staying at this time? Were you living with your buddy? Were you guys living at home?
Yeah. So great question. The first 3 months, I was right. That was my last semester in school. So I literally moved into the dorms, with no permission, no nothing. We just like moved in, pretty much. A little embarrassing to say, but I bought what do you call it, like a foam bed that
Yeah.
would like roll in under his bed. So like in case of like they were doing checks, like, the dorms or whatever, they wouldn't see that there was two beds in. So I would roll it under his bed. And then after the full day of like work or like hustling, whatever, I would just roll it out and literally like sleep. It was like a bunk bed, but like really ghetto bunk bed. So
Okay. Okay. So he was in college, but you were just
I was,
thinking.
I was, no, we were both in college, but it was my last semester.
Okay.
So he was staying like a student housing, and I just basically moved in without like, having like a contract under my name or anything. He was already there. But we were like, we have to figure this out because I'm gonna be graduating, and I don't want to be like, I don't want to go after graduation and be like, hey, there's no money back.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, that was the case. But
Okay, but hold on. I missed something because you went to college, you stayed there, but so what did you go to college actually for? Like, what was your degree going to be on, or what
business.
on business?
It was specifically business administration. College teaches you so much, but like, to be quite honest, man, I didn't really like pay attention because I thought it was so easy.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not like I passed my classes with like high flight colors. Like I was a ABC student. I had some things in A's, some B's, and some C's. So I didn't really pay attention. I decided to just go learn on my own. To be quite honest.
Gotcha. Oh, so are you using that business degree right now in your social media marketing?
I guess you could say yes, because I'm actually, part of my position in the business is to like be an admin for certain aspects of the business. So I have, I kind of like use that degree, but because it has been influenced a lot more into like the actual advertising and marketing. I would say like the only thing that I took out of like school were like the very basics of having a business, nothing specific.
So would you say was it worth the money you spent on that degree?
Yes, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have met my business partner.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. See, that's what's up. So that's another like I guess way to take it, right? I'm like, okay, no, because I
Yeah.
actually met my business partner who we built this business with, but
Right.
you're really not using, I guess my assumptions, you're really not using it, right?
Right. Right.
Using the basics, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's go back to the early days of building this social media marketing. How did you find your first clients?
So I was more of the back end guy. So I was more of on the servicing side of things. My business partner was a lot better at actually meeting with people and like closing them. He's a very an extraordinary salesman. Uh, Definitely good at like talking to people and like breaking things down in a simpler way. So I always admired that out of him because he had it from early college. Like this guy he will get A's just by talking to the class. I mean to the professors. So he was the one like getting most of the clientele, and it was honestly, some of them were just showing up at their location and like seeing what they were doing online, and then we will email them and show up at the location, kind of like a little bit of door knocking, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And that's how we got kind of like started with a few of the clients. He also did have a mentor who helped us at the beginning by giving us some of his clients to like create some sort of content or some sort of like management fee out of that, but that was very minimal. Majority of our actual paying clients came from from us just hustling, to be honest.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so where is your marketing firm right now? Like, you guys are living comfortably, right? You got your own place, way better than when you guys first started.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you
That's for sure.
afford to go on vacations now,
Yep,
right?
yep, 100%. Able to afford, some trips and whatnot. So today we are at a spot where, during COVID, we had a I would say about 3, 4 years ago. I would say 5 years ago, before COVID, we had a team of about, we were 38, we were almost 40 staff agency. We were doing really well. Yeah, we were a team of 40, for which I was building the systems and processes for that size of an agency. So it taught me a lot in that process. But after COVID, it kind of like everything went a little bit downhill in terms of like holding that amount of people or holding that size of a business. A lot of expenses. We had pretty high salaries as well. And this is at a time where also right after 2018, which is a big decisions in the hemp industry started happening, either the business was going to skyrocket or completely like go down. Thankfully, it did. It did go up. It did skyrocket. After COVID, we found ourselves a little bit in the sense of like, what are we going to do, with the people that are working with us, because we like the office environment. So having a transition from office into remote was not easy, and that broke a lot of things in the business. So as we were making that transition, because a lot of things broke, a lot of staff started leaving, because they felt like, we didn't have a certain control over it, right? In terms of the processes, everything that we built out was for to be in an office. So as we transitioned into that, we went more. It was pretty much my business partner and I. A lot of people left. It was just the two of us pretty much, and we kind of like built it back from scratch. Now understanding what we knew at the moment. So today I'm thankful because not only have our team grew from the two of us to now we're 12, but a lot of those people are also offshore, which subsidizes a lot of the actual income that we bring in, and we keep costs as low as we can. And these are people, when you say offshore, you might think of like just VAs and whatnot. No, these are professionals, graduates from like big universities in their respective countries, and they're great. They're great staff members. A lot of them have evolved a lot, so we've been able to build like the culture back up. And today, yeah, happily living, able to kind of like venture in other areas. One of them decides to be in real estate.
What's up? That's what's up. Well, man, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations on that.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Matt.
pretty
Appreciate that.
cool. Cool. All right, so let's transition into real estate, right? Because now you're getting into real estate, right? So what made they, you know what, I want to venture into real estate. Was there something that kind of like made you say, you know what, I want to go do real estate, or did you want to do real estate already from the get go, even before you started your marketing firm?
So I've always had this is a great question, because I've always had like a wanting to jump into real estate, but I didn't know how. I only knew one method, and that was like put 20% down on the money of a property, and then like figured out the mortgage, and that's the only thing that I guess
We were taught.
I was exposed to. I was exposed to. So when I started thinking about real estate, a little bit more serious, it happened to be well, we were going through like a pretty tough family situation. Parents went into foreclosure, pre-foreclosure for their home. This is the home, kind of like the American dream, right? Like you come as an immigrant, and you work your way up, and you're able to buy a home and give that home to your family. I was a little bit older, so my focus wasn't creating my own thing, my business. So I didn't live too long in that house, but it was still like that ability to like go back home and be with your family, right? And having that sense of a home that it's owned by your family. So one thing led to another. This is after COVID. This is essentially like my life went like this after COVID, like gave me a lot of things to really change my mindset. And one of them was precisely trying to figure out how to help my parents, how to save the house, or how to even save them from going through like, that tough moment. It's not easy. It's not comfortable to talk about it. I can understand why people are definitely on the fence and get defensive when it comes to talking about like pre-foreclosures, foreclosures. It's borderline. No, it is an embarrassing moment for those people, one way or another. So thankfully we were able to get everything settled for my parents. Had to raise some money, my own, my sister, friends, family, and whatnot. We try to keep it as low key as possible, because we didn't want too many people knowing about it. But we were able to get through that, and now my parents are living happily, and they moved to South Carolina. They own a home over there, and they're working. Everything, every hardship that we went through, essentially, like we overcame. So that gave me a lot of like, damn, like I wish I knew more on real estate, because like I would have loved to understand it and how to actually make it work with more tools, right? Like if I know how to essentially, if I know how to create an ad and know how to create a marketing campaign in many different ways creatively, why wouldn't that be applicable to real estate? And that's kind of like what happened. I started getting the ads by Pays and the sub two and Gator methods and all these different things, and I was just completely captivated by the way that it was explained, by the way that it was broken down, and like how quote unquote easy it is to get into real estate. And that's kind of like what sparked the momentum, and started listening more about it, understanding like the different players in it, and that's kind of like what drove me into coming into the real estate.
So that was something happened. You're like, shit, I got to figure this out. Right. It's
Absolutely.
part that urge of like wanting to know more. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, cool. From then, right, what made you say, okay, well, you know what? I want to join this group, right? I want to learn from Smart.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's funny. The other day I was reading some of the comments on one of his posts, and it's like, does it feel like this is getting borderline like a cult? And I laugh. I laugh so hard because it's funny for people that are not in it, they don't understand it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very new to all this. So like for me, it's very like it's enjoyment out of this like community. The reason why I chose Pays over any other person that I saw, right? It was honestly because he was just great at simplifying everything. Very amazing at that, right? Because I didn't know anything about the community. I didn't know anything about like what's inside. I just thought like I want to be in real estate, and this is the guy that like best explained. So I listened to a few of his podcasts, the way that he like essentially explains everything, and how he just overcomes every objection. It's insane. So that kind of like gave me the jump into, you know what, let me try this out. I want to invest in my mindset, in my mind, in my abilities, in my skills. So let me jump in. Let me see what this is all about. Like any good place that you go into, you got to pay a premium. So I was okay with paying the premium of joining the community and understanding what it's all about. So that's why I chose essentially to get started with like the Gator Method, because I thought it was like a genius way to enter real estate, not the traditional way. So
Gotcha.
that's what got me into it.
So you entered the Gator Method for those that are viewing that don't know what the Gator Method is, right? So this is another avenue for you to join actual real estate without actually having to buy and own real estate, right? So
That's correct.
bring it down to somebody who doesn't know. What's the Gator?
So the Gator Method essentially is a way of lending. You're essentially coming in as a person with a skill or with a ability as a business, and you're joining another person in a transaction, or in a real estate transaction. In this case, majority of it will be a wholesaling transaction, to provide a value. This value could be in the sense of operationally, in the sense of monetarily. It could vary, but you're essentially becoming part of a deal or becoming part of a transaction as a business through this venture. So to give you an example, when it comes to securing a contract for a home, you need what it's called EMD, or earnest money deposit. So you as a Gator, you essentially learn how to provide that money in a secure manner to that wholesaler to secure the deal. So you enter as more of a partner in the deal, a joint venture. That's what it's called, a JV, and you provide this value to that wholesaler as in terms of capital to be able to like secure those deals. So some wholesalers might say, oh, I don't need like earnest money. I'll just have my buyer provide the earnest money. But there's so much growth that you can have while you do that, compared to if you were to have like a source that is able to provide you that capital as a partner like right away. That's essentially like I guess what you could say a Gator Method deal.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. So you figured out a way to get into real estate without actually having to buy real estate. Awesome.
Exactly, pretty much. Which I thought it was genius when I heard about it.
All right. Bring
Yeah.
us like, so it's like, us, being a part of stuff too, like the 20 odd different ways that you can actually, purchase real estate and get involved in real estate. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's crazy. So I was a part of another community also that they just did 2-3 ways of buying real estate. Right. So yeah. So that's awesome. Cool. All right. So you were part of Gator, right? Then you now were a part of both of us, amongst others. are part of the owners club, right?
Yeah.
So what made you say, you know what? I want to do owners club. I want to be a part of the owners club. For those, because I still get this question, right? What is owners club? I still don't understand it, you know? So like, you have to sit down and break it down to people, right? So what made you decide I want to do owners club, right? And then if you could break it down to the people at home, like what it actually.
Yeah, so some background, like after I joined the Gator, I realized, holy cow, like my business is not where I needed to be for me to start another business, essentially. So I started like focusing more on like continue to build my agency so that it needed me less and less and less. So with that premise of doing that, then Squad Up Summit comes into play. Obviously we get the notifications, we get, as part of the communities, you're essentially, it's like, hey, these are the biggest events that we're gonna be throwing where we are gonna put everybody together with amazing speakers. So I'm like, okay, dope. So I was like, let's go to Squad. As I'm sitting in Squad Up and I'm, connecting, networking, hearing all the speakers, understanding more of the business, explaining what I do for people. During that presentation of Owners Club at Squad Up, it made me realize, holy cow, like this is what I've been looking for to like get to the next level, not only in my agency, but also what can give me the, I guess you could say the pillars, the groundwork, okay, of understanding how to build an actual business that doesn't need me, that I own, that I'm not operating in it every day, right? So I saw it like that, and I'm like, well, it's another filtering system when it comes to like the joining the membership. And I honestly, I wasn't gonna join at the beginning. I was like, I can't afford this. This is crazy. Like, is it would it be worth it? All the doubts that essentially, all the objections that you put in your head yourself, right? But knowing the people putting it together, Pace Morby, Emil Damji, the entire team,
No brainer.
just understanding, who the people that were doing it were, and then seeing close people that I've been connecting with, that I had at this point like built a relationship with, joining and with their boxes, walking around, and I'm over here like, should I even do it? And then they're like, you should go sign up for this. That kind of like, I was one of those like loggers at the end that walked in, and I was like, is there still availability for this? And man, I just called my wife and I'm like, hey, you're gonna see, my wife does a lot of my numbers and stuff, so she helps me with the financials of both our personal and business now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, you're gonna see this charge. I'll explain later. So like, let's just trust me, bro. So I'm like, babe, let me look, you're not gonna understand it right now because you're not here physically with me, but you're gonna understand it later on. I promise you that. And my wife and I have a great relationship in terms of like, okay, like, everybody has their expertise in what they do, and like we trust each other like almost blindly at this point. So I was like, she goes, okay, go do it. Do what you gotta do.
Beautiful, man.
Right. I am extremely supportive wife, so I'm very thankful for that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So join Owners Club, right? Make my first deposit payment. For the feeling of entering into this like very filtered group of people. Once you're in that room where you're now in front of 400 or plus other like entrepreneurs that know that they're business, like, and a lot of people have to make a shift in mindset as they go, right? But these are people that are committed. There's a reason why they invested this money. They're committed to make it work.
They drop
Right?
coin. They're like, I want to do this, you know?
Right. They drop coin for this. They definitely wanna be part of like something bigger and understand the people that are putting it together. So that's another reason why it made make a big difference in my decision as I'm going through these thoughts in my head of doubt. Yeah, I mean, Owners Club, to be quite honest, this is what it is. It's a group of entrepreneurs. It's a group of real estate investors, entrepreneurs, like so many different backgrounds, mostly focused in real estate. Because obviously, that's what everybody here is mostly. But these are people that are buying businesses. These are people that are fixing businesses, saving people from foreclosure, saving people from like really tough situations in their life, and are making a living out of solving problems. And I love that part. I love that part about Owners Club. Everybody is helping each other. If you think the community of Gator and the sub two communities amazing, if you think these communities are giving inside Owners Club, my God, I have met extremely amazing people, really good friends, that I can call my friends now, and we're doing business together. And it's so cool to know that like that person who you're doing business together not only is your friend, but it's also a business owner, and they wanna their handshake and their word means something, and that's incredible, and that's incredible to me. So having that support, that support, I mean, that's why we're here today. That's how we met. And you and I live pretty close by. I mean, we're literally in South Florida, both of us. So we wouldn't have met without joining these communities, and that's amazing. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to continue rambling here, but like essentially, that's what it is for Owners Club. Honestly,
I think that's probably one of like the better explanations of what Owners Club is. So I appreciate it, man. That was freaking literally perfect.
incredible.
Beautiful, dude. I was like, I'm like, that's literally perfect. Man, that's awesome. To your wife, right? I've met her. Amazing, beautiful woman. I'm like, dude, just like to hear you say you called your wife like, hey, like tell me about like the support that you get from, like because that's everything. You know what I mean? Like having a support system that trusts you, just like you said, talk a little bit about that.
So, it started out, she's always been very supportive when it comes to like any of my ventures, any of my businesses, even when we were dating back in college. Certain things, are hard to understand if you're not in the midst of things, right? Doing it yourself or understanding what the business is about. But she saw from the very beginning. She was there. We were dating while I was trying to build this thing. And when I say this thing, I said the agency business. And I guess little by little as we progress in our relationship, she noticed that like, hey, I'm a workaholic. This is me. I'm not saying like take it or leave it type of deal, but it's more like, like this is who I am. This is who you're essentially like with, right? So after we got married, I think that like quadruple in terms of like support, because now it's like, okay, now it's like, now it's serious. Now we're doing it. Now it's a team. I always expressed to her wanting to going into real estate and understanding it, but it was really complicated at the beginning. Once I joined all these like communities, it's funny because it was kind of like you can't really understand it unless you're like with the people.
Yeah.
So like when I will have calls with like people in the community, she'll be like, who you talking to? Who are these people that you're like always in calls with? So as time progressed, she went with me to Squad Up Summit. She met some other people, shout out a couple shout outs that I could think of, like Tigger Hutshaw. I met her before Squad Up, and then we met at Squad Up. So she was one of the first people that I kind of like became close to. And she was introduced by another person. And all these people that I met, essentially, she was able to like get their what's the word, like the understanding of like, this is a really supportive group of people, right? So it's like, okay, that's cool, that's fair. So as we progress into it now, fast forward into Montana community camp, right? She's being wanted to go to community camp, not community camp, sorry, but to Montana, to Glacier National Park. And I was like, this is the perfect combination. We're gonna go meet with the community and be in like a really concentrated group of people. And at the same time, we're going to go get to do what we love to do, which is like do outdoor activity. So when she understood, like, or she met some of these people, not only she was being supported this entire time, but when she met everybody, when she met Julie and all these different people, she was like, these are really cool people. Like now I 100% get and understand, right? So now she's like going through the courses, the Gator Method. We're going to go together through sub 2. She's getting now we're prepping more of like my content, right? She's amazing at the content. Like if you go to her Instagram, it's Chanelis. You'll see her content is all about outdoor stuff and adventuring and being in nature. So yeah, she's being extremely supportive, and now she's like literally helping me create my own content so that I can get the word out of what I do. So talk about support, man. I couldn't be any happier.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this, right? So, because to me, support is everything. I've been in relationships, where I haven't had the support, and now at my age, I understand how important it is to have that support, you know. So like, I just think when I first met Janelle's, right? She goes, Ricardo. What was this? She said, Ricardo. When I hear you and Will speak, I'm like, what can you do?
Yeah, yeah,
Hilarious. She goes, who is that guy? It's so funny because like, we just like have such a like there's such a vibe, dude. We just chill.
yeah, bro.
It's hilarious. Like so it was just so funny meeting her that day. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. So dude, when I saw that with you and her, I was like, dude, that's beautiful. You know, because like I said, I didn't have the support and the relationship just ended, you know, because it's everything. And, I've spoken to several people in the community, and, they're going through some hard times because their spouses don't support, you know, and I'm like, damn, like I've been there. So I
Right.
think that's freaking beautiful, man. I think that's awesome. So congratulations to you and Janelle. It's awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah. I think one of the, and this is, something that we practice is just absolutely open communication about everything. And if there's a problem, we gotta hash it out right there and there. Because if not, then, little things start like, I guess, you could say they start avalanching, I guess. I don't know if that's even a term, but like, you get what I'm trying to say.
It would be the snowball effect.
Bubble effect. There we go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
They're getting bigger and bigger.
So how, because I mean, so what's your like goal? Like, do you want to leave the social media marketing like completely, do real estate full time, or are you trying to just build it to where it could just self manage itself, right? And then you just focus on real estate full time.
So great question. So the transitioning there, it's more of building a business that can self-sustain without me being in. But I'm always there in case of something happens, right? So the way that I looked at it at the beginning is like, oh, I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of clients, right? But then realistically, in any service business, you're gonna have clients. Now, in an agency, it's a little bit tough because you're talking about like doing business to business dealings, and your service is actually growing clients, right? So not only you're trying to grow your business, but you're trying to grow their business. It's a double double. I guess you could say that, because if you're not growing their business, then you're not growing. But like that could be said about a lot of different things, right? So my purpose right now is to like get it to a spot where I can continue to make an impact in it by either systems and processes that allow me to be able to like now have more time for the real estate, but not leave it completely. If, in the future, let's say my partner and I were to decide to part ways, then at least I did my job at leaving the business in a way where like he's not going to be pumped if I was to leave, right? So I'm always looking to replace myself, because um I've learned that if I'm the bottleneck, then essentially I'm not doing my job. So I want to get it to a point where like it's self-sustains. It's able to, my team or the team is able to actually like do the job, and they have the what do you call it? They have the tools in order to do so. So shifting now into real estate, I'm trying to have a similar approach from the get-go, where maybe I'm a quote unquote one-man show. Again, I have the support of my wife, but quickly I realized that like I can't be a one-man show. It has to be partnering it up with the right people. So in that transition of building the team or building the systems for the ads agency, I'm also building or I guess you could say the partnerships that I want to do, that I want to have in real estate, by using my ability of what I learned, kind of like transitioning my knowledge in marketing and advertising and systems to this.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. So basically, you can build those systems so you can continue basically growing itself. That way you don't have to be there, which we all know that we have to be there a certain percentage of time, not a lot,
Right.
right? It's making sure
Right.
things are running, and then eventually, essentially, building the same systems and processes, learning, partner up with more people so you can kind of do real estate more full time, right?
That's correct.
Perfect, perfect. All right. So what would you say, I guess, have been some of your influences?
Influences and challenges. So I think as far as like influences, when you say that, you say influences to go into real estate.
To go into real estate, right? To take a leap of faith and say, you know what, I want to, kind of not leave behind, but kind of do both the marketing and the real estate, right? Like,
Gotcha. 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 Funny enough, Owners Club is what actually has been inspiring me to do that, because I realized that I'm not an owner of my own business. I'm an active member of my business. So my business owns me. I don't own it. Right. So kind of getting into the understanding of how that works for people that are doing way better than I am, or people that are way ahead than I am, kind of like gave me the drive, right? So for example, we talk about this, or our mentor and partner, right? So I say mentor and partner because I still have a certain like level of learning that I'm doing through him, based on like what his lifestyle is and what I want out of my lifestyle, my life. So I'm learning in that sense too, not only on the business side. And as far as like motivation is to be able to do it. Like, what can I own 2 successful businesses, right? What can I own 3 successful businesses? Kind of like that challenge of, living in the struggle, not in the sense of like struggling to live, but like living in the struggle of growing a business. I enjoy that. I enjoy working, from the moment that I wake up 4 or 5 a.m. all the way down to like 9, 10 p.m. Like, I really enjoy it. I'm a true workaholic, but that could be also unhealthy. That could also be unhealthy if you don't have the right balance. So like really getting the grasp of like what the balance is, not only for the businesses, but also the balance of like actually your life and your health, the balance of like your friends and family, right? I think success is a full circle. It involves all of those things, not only on the money side or the business side. It has to be also like internally your mindset. If you don't have it right over here, you're not gonna be able to like have all of that together.
So you've mentioned mindset. You've mentioned mindset a couple of times, right? What's something that you have had to overcome, like with your mindset? 'Cause I know I've had several things that I'm still struggling and dealing with.
Right.
Something that like stands out to you, like, damn, I'm still struggling with this today.
So something that pops up every time, and this is literally like it's a never ending struggle. Let's just say that is really self-doubt. Like, it's not feeling like you have the ability to do something, even though you have probably done it multiple times in the past. But it always comes back, right? It's like, am I doing the best that I could do? Or not even that, like, am I even capable of doing what I'm proposing myself, right? So in that regard, it's been every day is an inner fight, inner negotiations. Funny enough, I posted a little list of rules that I follow now, and I learned this from Brian precisely, and that is like, every time that you have like that inner negotiation, like you want to beat that negotiation. Like, don't let self-doubt cripple in. Like, beat that. So like, if you're ever in doubt of doing something, like, you should just like push yourself, because that you're not gonna continuously have that in repeat, and then like it's gonna be a lot easier whenever you have like a doubt in your head to like either push through it or like figure out the why it's coming along, right? So self-doubt is a big one, and the other one is honestly like outside noise, like other people outside, like what they're thinking. Are they gonna, if I fail, what are they gonna think, and things like that. That one has been completely squashed down at this point, especially after owners club and our trip to community camp and all that stuff. Like, I don't care. And if like I want to do, me and whoever supports me is gonna be there.
Dude, that's amazing. And you know what? Shout out to Pace Moore, because he's literally pushed us to get unpacked.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
be here doing a podcast with my boy Will,
For real.
or like, bro, this is do it, dude.
Gordo, I've had this set up for months.
Bro,
I haven't
let me tell you my stuff that I have set up. I literally have it, bro. I've had it for like a year and a half too. Never fucking once used it, dude. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And just that,
right.
down. And look at it, or like, you know what? He's like, bro, just do it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I mean, I got my star athlete, telling me, my coach, like, yo, do it. If not, you're gonna get left behind. Like, shit, we gotta go.
We have to go. Let's do it.
Freaking awesome, dude. So shout out to Pace Moore, shout out to Jamil also.
Yeah, Jamil,
Dude,
he's so great at it.
that day we were in Arizona, and he did the whole, just be quiet and close your eyes, whole mindset. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You're so right.
Yeah.
I felt so much better. I'm like, I felt confidence shot up through the roof. I was like, dude, what?
Yeah.
That.
So a moment of vulnerability for me was during that session, because that morning, it's crazy. It's crazy. That morning, I had a lot of holy cow moments, like wow moments during that trip to Arizona,
Yeah.
the first retreat. Yeah, because that morning I was going through some issues with the agency. A lot of things happened. Clients were upset. The team was not doing right, and I had told them like, hey guys, like this week I need to have this week. Like, I'm trying to bring back like stuff that I'm learning to apply on here. So like, please, like, solve these issues without me.
Yeah.
Well, I had a rough morning, and when we go into that like session, I couldn't even concentrate. I couldn't even hear what Jamil was saying, because I just get constant Slack notifications. And one of the things that he said was like, be thankful for the people that allow you to be here. I'm never going to forget this. And as soon as he said that, my business partner in the Slack channel with everybody, a general message, he's like, do not message Will on his own. Include me in the conversations. He is busy. But as soon as he said that, and immediately I was in awe. I was like, holy wow. Like the universe somehow spoke to, like connected there. Like the frequencies in the room were fantastic. Cause like, essentially when the good frequencies are in the room and then a bad frequency comes in, if the good frequencies are strong enough, and then it completely like overshadows the bad.
Dude, shout out.
And that's what essentially happened. So Jamil like killed it. After he spoke, I got up. I'm like, you have no idea what just happened, what you just did for me. But just know that like, thank you so much for having this exact presentation today and exercise with us. It was amazing. It was fantastic.
That changed me too now, man. I was like, damn, dude. That shit was amazing. It changed things for me too, but not in that way. But dude, hey, good word of testament, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. It was incredible.
So, let me ask you this, because we've been on this for a minute now, right? So gotta finish up. But what word of advice would you give to someone, young, middle-aged, old, whatever, right? That is thinking about coming into real estate, right? What would you say to them? Like, hey, I would start here, here, here. What word of advice would you give them? What books have helped you with your mindset, right? To take on this task, because it's just not easy.
No, it's not. It's not.
So and it's a lot of struggles by yourself till you find your group. And that's what Jamil and Pace have allowed us to do. Find our people. It's like 419 of us, and that doesn't even include, Pace, Jamil and his team.
And their teams, yeah. Their respective teams, yeah.
So, like, what would you say? Because I know that was one of the hardest things for me. Like, what would you say? What kind of advice would you give? It's just coming in.
So it depends on where they're at, right? If you're coming out of high school or out of college, you definitely want to connect with people that are a little bit more experienced. If you already have a business, you wanna do your research a little bit more in like what your business is missing before you jump into real estate. Because if not, then you're going to struggle even more trying to do both. It is a lot of effort. It is all about connecting with people. It is all about your word, not only in handshake, but also in contracts. So you got to uphold that, right? And understand that like, this is not a business. It's not necessarily a business where you just take. On the contrary, it's a business that you give. So I'm still like I believe I'm still in my infancies of this business. I mean, it's been less than a year since I joined Gator. So I'm still exploring that. I'm still like, getting to know myself in terms of like what it is that I'm offering to people in terms of like what I'm able to do. And not only what I'm offering, but like what can I prove that I'm able to do, right? What results am I giving people? Whether that is on the advertising side or even like as a relationship, so as a friendship that I can give and support. So definitely people coming into this need to change the mindset or do a shift in like, it's not about me, it's about like, what can I give them, right? What is it that like I'm able to like give value, and not just like message someone and say like, how can I provide value to you? It's like, have a relationship, have a conversation, and out of that conversation, then people are going to want to get to know you before they do business with you.
That's what's up, man. They're definitely right. It's something that I struggle with, that I didn't understand coming in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my first deal, right? Like,
Right.
And it's like, no, like, go help someone else get their first deal.
Right.
Go help someone else with whatever it is that you're good at.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm good at being on the phone. Let me call people for it. Let me follow up.
Right.
Hey, I'm good at social media. Hey, I can do social media. I can run ads for you. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. All right, cool. So last and final question, man. Like, what do you see, I guess, or what are your aspirations for your real estate business? Where do you want to be, let's just say 10 years from now? What's your business?
Great question. And kind of like speaks on a little bit of what we call the Mount Everest. So my I don't want to go as far as 10 years yet. I want to bring it like a little closer. So 3 to 5 years, my number, I guess my what I want to be doing, it's helping families, number one, get out of foreclosure. because of my, the reason why I even joined in the first place. While doing so, also have businesses that are related to the entire real estate, like home services and things like that. So when I own businesses, I want to hold a big portfolio, but with the purpose of showcasing families, immigrant families, how to actually join real estate, how to actually make money in real estate. Because when you come here as an immigrant, or even if if you're first generation American here, coming from an immigrant family, you don't get this information out. I mean, even going through the course is like, there's so many ways to like put together a deal, put together like a real estate transaction, a business transaction, even buying a business and whatnot. That like it's really it really takes like that extra person that's gonna like be willing to teach it, right? It's gonna be willing to like showcase it. So my number one goal is precisely to have at least 100 families that I have positively impact through the real estate business, build essentially a team of immigrant families that, as they're making money into this real estate, whether that is lending or actually buying portfolio with us, is for their kids to know as well. They want to be in the business, they'll be able to. So I want to create generational wealth, not only for me, but also for other families as well that are coming into this country.
Dude, that's what's up, man. That's great, Mount Everest, man. Yeah, that's
So,
freaking beautiful, man. That's awesome to hear, because that's kind of like the thing that Pace and Jamil preach.
mhm,
They're like, hey, we're making money through this, but we're also helping and changing people's lives. You know,
mhm,
that's
exactly.
something that I wish more people knew and understood.
Yeah, again, it's not all about me. It's like, what else can I give? How do I make the community better, instead of like, what can the community do for me? So what can I do for the community? Well, that's the mentality.
So, I asked you for your information at the beginning. I'm asking for it again, so people can reach out to you, man. So where can people reach out to you?
Definitely. So you can email me at will@Castillo Ventures, Castillo.ventures, will@Castillo.ventures. You guys follow me on Instagram, X, and YouTube at It's Will Castillo. So you can follow me there. I'm starting to post a lot more. I'm going to be sharing more of like my mentality, my mindset, things that I'm learning, things that I'm doing. I'm calling it every day. I'm trying to post a story saying my to-do list, so the things that are going on that day. Calling it um the hustle of the day, pretty much. And then I'm also gonna be, starting my own little show over here. I like to hustle a lot and call it hustle happy. Hustle has a negative connotation to it, but like when you combine it with entrepreneurship, I mean, if you're not hustling, you're not building a business. So
And
um,
I'm making progress. I'm building a business. Yeah.
exactly. So gonna be doing that on YouTube. We're going to be trying to create my first episode in the coming month. And yeah, man, you can find me on those social medias at It's Will Castillo, Instagram, Facebook, X, and
Good,
YouTube.
man. Well, listen, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time. Right. It's always a pleasure. Sitting here and just talking. You know. So
Bye.
my people, please go follow my boy Will. All right, brother. Be good.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.